The first Friday of November brings the final Friday of the Texas high school football regular season. And tonight in Highland Park, the district title hangs in the balance. The 6th-ranked Highland Park Scots play host to the Midlothian Panthers on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Highlander Stadium. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, the District 7-5A Division I title is on the line tonight.
Boy, I love it when we're doing games and something's up for grabs, and these two teams have battled all season long for this opportunity, and fittingly, it is the last game of the season.
Final week of the regular season, a bittersweet night because for a lot of teams, they're punching their tickets to the playoffs. They are winning district championships, but for about half the teams across the state, it's the end of their season as well. Let's give you a look at the district standings in 7-5A Division I. Highland Park, the only team in district undefeated to this point, but Midlothian, the only team with one loss, the only team that can theoretically chase down Highland Park. A win tonight for the Panthers would pull them even with the Scots in the standings, and of course Highland Park would have the head-to-head. So the number 1 seed out of this district is up for grabs tonight.
Yes, it is. And when we talk with Coach Wendell, he really emphasized that and knows how big the moment is. And he wants his team to be ready for these bright lights because he realizes everything that is at stake.
It was interesting in talking to him earlier this week. He said last year when they played Highland Park on their home field, a 38-21 Highland Park win, he said he felt like last year maybe they weren't fully ready for the moment. He said this week, tonight, he feels like they are ready for all of the glitz, all of the glamour, all of the bright lights, the environment of Highlander Stadium. He feels like they are ready for what tonight has to offer and that they're going to come out and compete tonight.
Look, this is a beautiful and iconic stadium. And when you walk into this place, it has a sense of history in it. And so I'm sure that these young men they don't miss that. You know, they understand what's at stake again, and because they're playing in one of the biggest venues in Texas football history.
Let's get you to some of our players to watch tonight. First for the Midlothian Panthers, because it's all about the quarterbacks tonight. Bo Wendell, the senior QB, runs this multiple Midlothian offense very, very well. He has been the straw that stirs the drink for them all season long.
Hey, he's a coach's kid, so he's getting 24-hour coaching. I'm joking. All right, but he's a tough kid, hard-nosed kid, and he knows the offense well. And tonight, he is really going to have to manage this offense well, be a good steward of everything this offense has, because he has a defense in front of him that is, quite honestly, can't miss.
One thing to keep an eye on relative to this, we have not yet seen Bo Wendell down on the field during warm-ups, and here we are just about 5 or 6 minutes before kickoff. We have not seen him yet on the field. We do not have any clarity on that just yet, but we have not seen him yet warming up down on the field, so his status for this evening a little bit up in the air. And there is Bo Wendell on the field right now. Just as I say it,
Mike.
Here is Bo Wendell dressed out. He was not a part of pregame warm-ups, but he is there on the field holding that Texas flag. That is a very good sign because we had some question marks because we hadn't seen him all night long. Perhaps this is just his thing to be super laser focused in the locker room until right before kickoff. Meanwhile, for Highland Park, their quarterback Buck Randall is our player to watch for the Scots. Started last year as a sophomore. Heck me, he was the first sophomore starting quarterback at Highland Park since Matthew Stafford.
That's a lot of pressure to put on kids' shoulders, right? When you make a statement like this. But I tell you what, man, you watch Buck Randall, and he is a surgeon, a young man that if you've ever played darts, that's the way that he maneuvers with that football in his hands. He is pinpoint accurate like that, and if this Panthers defense has a shot, they're going to have to really make those windows that he liked to throw into very small.
Listen, he lived up to all of that pressure a year ago. Took them all the way to the state championship game. A 14-2 campaign. They came up just short against Smithson Valley in the title game. But he led them all the way to the championship game, all the way to AT&T Stadium as a sophomore. And this year, his head coach, Randy Allen, feels like he is that much more polished as a decision maker, and he's also improved as a runner of the football as well.
You know, we asked a question to Coach Randy Allen about him and just the fact that he's started as a sophomore, and how does he measure up with the Chandler Morrises, all of the names that have come through the program. And he says he's one of the best that we've had. Dude, that is, like I said, even on the coach's call, I said, wow, that is high praise.
Especially when we're talking about a kid who was a sophomore a year ago, and he said the thing in particular that makes Buck Randall so good is his accuracy when throwing the football. Coin toss happening on the field right now. The captains making their way out. Our referee tonight, Gregory Mitchell, there with the white hat in the middle of the screen. Captains for Highland Park, Cannon Bozeman, Bo Jones, Thomas Cook, and Stewart Allday. And for the Midlothian Panthers, there you see Bo Wendell in the middle of your screen. Cesare Williams, Nick Tufel, and Noah Best, the captains as well for the Midlothian Panthers. Cesare Williams, big number 13 there in the middle of your screen, is a problem in the interior of that Midlothian defense. The call is heads. Looks like Midlothian won the toss. Will they receive or will they defer? They will defer.
Further off in the second half. You want the ball? No. You want the ball. And you're going to create that in. You put your backs to that goal.
So Heckma Harrison, it will be Highland Park with the football first here at Highlander Stadium, one of the iconic venues in Texas high school football, home of the winningest program in the history of the state. And we get to see a district title game play out tonight on this field. What's your biggest key to tonight before we step aside for a moment? What do you expect from tonight? What do you want to see? What do you think will decide this football game?
I think the Panthers have to come out red hot on defense. And what I mean by they have to turn this ball over. They have to make sure that they don't allow Buck Randall to be comfortable on his spots right now. Offensively, they got to take advantage of every opportunity they get. And this is going to be a coach's showdown.
No doubt about it. Who takes the top spot in District 7-5A Division I? We find out next. Highland Park and Midlothian on Friday Night Football. Kickoff after this.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
From Highlander Stadium in Highland Park, Texas, the Midlothian Panthers visit the Highland Park Scots. Friday Night Football is on the air. The winningest program in the state, the Highland Park Scots, the Midlothian Panthers on the far side, trying to play upset. Randy Allen, the head coach of the Highland Park Scots, the second winningest coach in the history of Texas high school football. 468 wins in his career, 4 state championships over the course of his time here with the Scots. The iconic fedora, and on senior night, all day long today in school, Heckma Harrison, the seniors were wearing fedoras of their own. That has become the tradition here at Highland Park, to wear fedoras themselves, all the seniors, prior to their final home game here at Highlander Stadium.
One of the best, Randy Allen.
Midlothian's Noah Terry to kick it away. Deep for Highland Park. Charlie Olmstead, Harrison Cullum, and Cannon Bozeman. Bozeman, the senior wide receiver, can absolutely fly.
Before we get started here, Mike, have you ever seen a view of the city like that?
It's not bad. We'll show it to the folks at home here
It's
in just a
amazing.
minute. It is not bad at all. The final Friday of the Texas high school football regular season underway here at Highlander Stadium. It's Olmstead from his own 3, working to the far sideline, up the hash. He's got a seam. Tripped up for a moment, ran through it, out across the 45. A great return. Charlie Olmstead setting the Scots up with terrific field position to start tonight.
What great blocking up front for Olmstead, and man, for a quick second there, looked like he was about to take it to the house, but that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, man. Oh my goodness. D-Town, you never looked so good.
The skyline of the city of Dallas, it's only gotten better over the course of the last decade or two. Just off in the distance here tonight as Buck Randall leads the Highland Park Scots offense out on the field. 48.7 points per game for this unit this season. The handoff in the interior and knifing through to make the play is Jarrell Bridges, the leading tackler for the Midlothian Panthers. A loss of 3 on the play.
Boy, did you see how fast Jarrell gets downhill? He reads diagnosis quickly. Boy, great job there by number 22, and you see why he's the leading tackler on this team.
Highland Park will go very, very quickly between snaps, hardly any time at all. Between those 2 snaps, a short run from Matthew White earned back those yards and then some. It's 3rd down and 9 in a heartbeat. Randall setting up the screen, up the middle, looking for White. Nicely done by the Midlothian defense to make the stop. Jacob Cheek with the tackle. It's 4th down. Buck Randall will quick kick it sometimes, but this is 4th and 5, and it doesn't look like a kick is coming. Now he looks to the near sideline. They'll change the formation up, bring a couple of backs into the backfield. 20 seconds on the ticker, and now Buck Randall steps back into a formation where it looks like he will punt it away, and he does. Nobody deep for Midlothian. It will bound into the end zone just barely. Cannon Bozeman giving chase, nearly saved that from a touchback. But it will come out to the 20. And Heckma Harrison, despite the terrific field position from Highland Park to start this football game, the Midlothian defense standing up tall.
I talked about it in the open. You talked about starting fast, and the Panthers absolutely do start fast. As that that offense for Highland Park is high octane, back to the line of scrimmage so quickly, and man, just like that, they have to punt on that 4th down.
And Bo Wendell leads his offense out on the football field. Mike Crumbaker, the offensive coordinator, an offense that averages 38 a game. And Wendell makes the whole thing happen. A very multiple offense, lots of misdirection for this Highland Park defense to deal with tonight. Handoff up the middle, into the pile, stacked up, just a gain of a yard or 2.
Hey, this offensive line is going to be challenged, man. You have guys up front, Henry Hobbs, number 99, Thomas Cook, and number 97 on the outside. Look, there's so much talent up there for the Scots. So offensive line, man, they're going to be under a lot of pressure.
Michael Archie with a gain of 2 on the first play of the game for Midlothian. A senior-laden program that has been led by this group the last few years. This is the group they have felt like has a chance to do something special. A win tonight on this field would certainly qualify as special as Wendell pitches it near side. That's the freshman John Azuna, and he's swarmed by the Highland Park defense. A loss of a couple, back to the original line of scrimmage.
And all of that set up by your free safety, Ronan Martin. You see him appear in the screen right now. Man, way to set the edge, but also Ronan Martin, he diagnoses immediately. And that is a great tackle for the Highland Park Scots safety.
And just like that, it's 3rd and 10. Head coach Doug Wendell told us earlier this week 3rd and long is not where they want to be. That is not their bread and butter. They do have a superstar sophomore wide receiver in Brendan Jackson who they will feed the ball to a lot. But 3rd and 10 is not where the Panthers offense wants to be. They'll have to deal with it here. Wendell tipped And somehow that fell to the ground incomplete. A couple of Scots had a chance at an interception, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Oh, how about the pressure right there from number 11, Thomas Cook? And, man, all of that pressure right there, man, they are having to maneuver through. That could have been disastrous start for them offensively.
Instead, Cohen Buchanan comes on to punt it away. Charlie Olmstead standing at his own 45-yard line. Wobbly punt up the near sideline that will go out of bounds and hit an assistant coach in the head right next to our cameraman.
I guess we better him than Graham. We hear the doink.
Oh, man. So 1st and 10 for Highland Park. We thought they had good field position last time around. Terrific field position now for the Scots at the plus 45.
Again, defensively, it's very important for the Panthers to get back lined up because this team is going so fast at up snap.
Randall pumps. Going to try and take off and run. He can't go anywhere. Cesare Williams there to lead the charge. Foster Mason as well, and it's a sack for the Highland Park defense.
I tell you what, Cesare Williams does a good job of collapsing the pocket, but also Foster Mason with a good job of cleaning things up. I just think that Buck Randall didn't have anywhere to go with the ball, so that's more of a coverage sack than anything.
Yeah, you could see as he was scanning and looking downfield, just had nowhere to go with the football. 2nd down and 12. Quarterback draw. Read well by the Midlothian defense, and he's stacked up for no gain. And again, it's Foster Mason and Jarrell Bridges leading the charge. It's 3rd and 12.
Tell you what, this kid, number 22, Jarrell Bridges, is diagnosing right away. You see it right there. Buck Randall's trying to get away from him, but nowhere to go with 22 in hot pursuit.
Another 3rd and long. Both offenses have had to deal with that here in the early going. Randall steps up. Time, looks over the middle, has a man, but quickly cut down is Charlie Olmstead, and it's 4th and 9, just a gain of 4 on the play.
Again, another tackle by Jarrell Bridges, but a good job in the secondary. These guys are bracketing off these wide receivers and not allowing any room for Harrison Cullum and Cannon Bozeman on the back half. Great defense again, showing up, forcing another 4th down.
Will Highland Park quick kick it again, or is this a true 4th down attempt coming? Again, we see Randall step back, and he punts it away. Another chance to down this one deep, and this time they'll be able to. That one's going to check up at the 7-yard line. Well done by the junior quarterback, Buck Randall, to pin Midlothian's offense deep.
How about that, man? That thing, he hit that like a perfect, it was a perfect shot off a pitching wedge, the way that thing died when it hit the ground. That was my failed attempt to give a golf analogy right there. Thank you, Mike, for picking that up for me and running with it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be
I missed it. I was looking at the comments.
It's going to be one of those kind of nights.
Our friend Michael Hall in the YouTube comments says he's watching from the 15-yard line tonight. He's here in-house. You and I both saw him before the game.
Mike's
pulling us up on YouTube as well. Michael, we appreciate you being with us. Ozuna, the motion man, handoff up the middle for Archie. Flag on the play. This may be a procedural penalty after all of the motion pre-snap.
Yep, you called it, partner. That's exactly what there was. A legal shift, though. And when you play a triple option team like this, man, you have to play alignment assignment football, man. And you could tell that the Scots, have their head, lined up to make sure that they don't get out of sorts and allow a big play, because it can happen so fast. And the hard part about practicing against the triple option is getting a look in practice.
Yeah. They had initially marked it off as a 5-yard penalty, and I was wondering why they didn't go half the distance. Now they have realized the error and changed it. It's effectively a 3.5-yard penalty. And it will be 1st and 13 from inside the 4-yard line for Bo Wendell. He'll go to the air, over the middle, on target. Nice catch by the sophomore Brendan Jackson. And he's got the first down of the day for the Midlothian offense.
But what a throw right there from Bo Wendell. And again, you're in a situation where you think, look, they're going to try and run this thing out of the end zone, but not the case. Brendan Jackson going up on the post route, picking up the first down.
1st and 10 out at the 17, a pickup of 20 on the play. Brendan Jackson, just a sophomore, but already a 4-star prospect. Offers rolling in from Oklahoma, UNT, Texas Tech, and more. Nice catch there. Little misdirection here. They hand it off for the freshman Ozuna. Nowhere for him to go. And a loss of a yard on the play. He's had a terrific freshman year, creeping up on 500 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. He has taken over the starting role as their main running back. But nowhere for him to go on that one. It's 2nd and 11.
What a great job in the interior of this defense. I believe that was number 98, Charlie Flint, down there on the stop.
Wendell over the middle. Caught on the run by Cohen Buchanan, and another first down for Midlothian.
Love this, and look at right off the break, and Wendell hits him right in stride. Another post route on the outside, running a double post. Him and Jackson.
Midlothian, a team that will generally run the football far more than they pass, but their 2 biggest plays of the night so far coming through the air to Jackson and Buchanan, and it's 1st and 10 at the 45. Ozuna, the motion man. Archie with the handoff into the pile. A pickup of 3.
This offensive line really is getting some push up front, and it looked like Ozuna was going to be able to get a bigger pickup on that, but you got to credit number 11, Thomas Cook, on the outside of causing a pile and holding that to just a short gain.
Highland Park's defense, led by their defensive coordinator, Bobby Leidner, giving up 25 a game. They've had some really high-scoring games this season. Wendell, nowhere to go. Coming through to make the play is Bo Jones, their leading tackler.
Hey, can I give a shout-out to Bo Jones' granddad?
Yes. Nobody was more fired up before the game than him.
Bo Jones' granddad, you talk about a marketing guy. He was down there talking his grandson up. Hey, and talking about the future Joneses that are playing football as well.
Big loss on the play. It's 3rd down and 14. Yeah, Bo Jones' grandfather, grandmother were both downstairs talking to us before the game. Said, you're going to be calling my grandson's name tonight. He was not wrong, and it did not take long. Wendell scanning, going to take off and try and run for it. Can he get the corner? No. Good pursuit to run him down. Graham Rogers with the tackle, and it's 4th down.
Boy, it looked like for just a half a second Wendell had an opening, but that was just a foot race to the outside, and great job by number 79 chasing him down. Excuse me, 73.
Couple of first downs for Midlothian to help flip field position a little bit, but they are forced to punt it away here as Buchanan comes on for the 2nd time tonight. High kick, fair catch called for and made at the 26-yard line. And Highland Park has their worst starting field position of the night by a healthy margin, deep in their own territory, but they do make another defensive stop. The defense is Heckma in the early going, telling the story of this game.
Good old-fashioned standoff right now. Both defenses are coming to play. And really what I'm looking for is to see which offense is going to get into a rhythm. Really was impressed by the passing game of the Panthers.
Yeah.
Right there. They're picking up those chunk yardage. We came in expecting these guys to be ground and pound. They're offering us something different tonight.
1st and 10 for Buck Randall. Quick throw, no, not looking for it, was Matthew White. Some miscommunication there between quarterback and running back. And it's 2nd down and 10. Highland Park coming off of their trip to the state title game a year ago. 14-2, 6-0 running through this district a season ago. heavily hit by graduation, though, especially on the defensive side of the ball. 10 of their 11 defensive starters lost to graduation. Randall over the middle, but right on top of the intended target, Harrison Cullum, is Jarrell Bridges. Maybe a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd and 9. This Midlothian defense is everywhere right
now.
I
love this kid already. Number 22.
Yep.
Jarrell Bridges, the middle linebacker. Now, you know how I have an affinity for linebacker
I
play.
know all too well.
But anytime you got a middle linebacker that's on a slot receiver man-to-man, and he's able to get a tackle for a minimum gain, come on now.
Jarrell Bridges, their starting middle linebacker, a junior, a track kid. They'll put him deep to punt. He can fly. Deep ball, up the seam, single coverage, nobody home. Incomplete, 4th down. He was looking for Olmstead, but step for step in coverage downfield was Brendan Jackson, the sophomore, their starting wide receiver, who, heck, we heard earlier this week from Doug Wendell, has been playing a ton of defense of late because of how talented he is, and they need him back there. They need that skill set. He's made a couple interceptions this season.
Mike, and I was going to tell you, he was running the route for the receiver.
Yeah.
You could tell he was over the top of it. He loved that coverage right there from your sophomore. It's a young team with a lot of young guys that can do it. Uh-oh.
High snap on that one, and the punt is a wobbler up the near sideline. It'll roll out of bounds at the 43, but by far the best starting field position now for Midlothian. At their own 43 is that last sequence for the Panthers helped to flip field position, and now they've got an advantageous position.
Yeah, offensively, look, here's the deal. This offensive line has a challenge. It's not that they're getting any pressure as the Scots, but they are just nullifying these guys in those running lanes. They have to stay aggressive in that. These guys up front, especially Adrian Alvarado, their senior, their leader up there, man, he's going to have to continue to open up those holes because I tell you what, it's a ton of pressure over the top of him in those A-gaps.
Tight formation here for Midlothian. Handoff in the interior for Azuna, the freshman, trying to run through the tackle of Bo Jones and cannot, but a pickup of 5 on the play.
They were a Bo Jones block away from possibly making a big gain on this.
Yeah, Bo Jones, the starting quarterback, but that dude's a football player. Even his father, the head coach, said he's not your traditional QB by any means. Can throw it, as we have seen here in the early going, but that dude is tough as nails and will get in there and throw his weight around wherever he needs to. 2nd and 5, Archie. Leg drive to the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a yard.
This offense is completely one of those 3 yards in a cloud of dust style of an offense. They're just going to keep coming at you until something gives.
That's what they want. It's 3 and 4 yard chunks for them all day long. If that's what they're doing, they are exactly where they want to be. 3rd and 1 is exactly their wheelhouse.
Yeah, Coach Wendell said, hey, it ain't sexy. All right, but we get it done. I understand now, Coach.
They need the 47 for a 1st down. Tate McCoy, the motion man. Archie strung out, nowhere to go. It was Azuna, the freshman, on the carry, loses 2 yards on the play. It's 4th and 3 back at the 50.
And again, Henry Hobbs is coming from the one tech. Look at him run this down the line of scrimmage. The big fellow. Excuse me, I'm giving Henry Hobbs some credit there, and it wasn't Henry Hobbs, but still, the big fellow running down the line of scrimmage is actually number 27, Dean Doolin.
So 4th down and 3, and it looks like Midlothian's going to go for it here.
Okay.
No sign of Cohen Buchanan. Bo Wendell barking out directions. They need the 47.
They're going for it.
Wendell to keep it himself, and he's got the 1st down.
That's exactly what I'm talking about there, Mike, about playing the lineman assignment on defense. You're having to keep your options open to make sure that you don't leave the pitch guy wide open, and what you forget is Wendell trying to get to the marker. A little stretch at the end of that for number 4.
Bo Wendell, their leading passer, of course, with over 1,000 yards on the season. Their leading rusher with 580 yards, a combined 23 touchdowns, 13 through the air, 10 more on the ground. He'll go to the air here, over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended target, Jackson, and nearly intercepted.
Martin True almost got him an early Christmas gift because that ball was a little high, just not able to bring that one down. Is Brendan Jackson.
Almost from 10 to 10. Would have been an impossible catch for True with how close he was to Jackson off the deflection. Second down for Midlothian. Mike Crumbaker, their offensive coordinator, as Wendell lunges forward to the 39, a pickup of 6 on the play.
Boy, I tell you what, man, this offense brings back those old school Oklahoma. I'm telling you, man, it really is reminiscent of that.
End of the first, scoreless. Midlothian and Highland Park. 12 minutes worth of a stalemate here on Friday Night Football. Midlothian in Highland Park territory when we return.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. From the sizzle of skewers on the grill to the vibrant colors of our fresh offerings, Texas de Brazil is a feast for your eyes, ears, and taste buds. Start of the second quarter here at Highlander Stadium. 3rd down and 4 for the Midlothian offense, as they have tilted the field in their direction over the course of the last couple of possessions. Can they pay it off here? Wendell, quick throw. Jackson has blockers on the outside, makes a couple guys miss, still going inside the 20. Look at the speed from the sophomore. 39 yards on the touchdown pass from Wendell to Jackson, and Midlothian strikes first.
And this is just a simple wide receiver screen, but look at the way that these guys block it up, and one guy isn't going to tackle Brendan Jackson. He makes 1, 2, 3, and then it's a foot race to the pylon, and no one's going to catch him.
Brendan Jackson with his 8th touchdown reception of the year. He's got 8 of the 14 touchdown passes this season for Bo Wendell. And it's because he can do all the work just like that. Sensational play from the sophomore 4-star target. And it's 7-0 Midlothian.
And what a play. We were talking about these defenses and the way that they came out. It was looking like a stalemate to start things off, but it was all about who was going to get into rhythm first. And you see right there, the Panthers on the outside, they saw something and they took full advantage of it.
Good blocking out in front of Bo Wendell, and in front of Brendan Jackson. And there you see Wendell talking on the sideline with the assistant coaches. A really nice drive from the Midlothian offense, taking advantage of a couple of defensive stops, eventually flipping field position, and then a 57-yard touchdown drive to find the end zone first here on the road at Highlander Stadium, a place where Highland Park loses very infrequently.
Yeah, I think that was just a perfect call in that situation by Coach Wendell, and they took full advantage of it. Again, it was the blocking on the outside and the fact that this Highland Park defense had to turn and run to a guy that is exceptionally fast. And, yeah, there was no catching Jackson.
Yeah, a lot of the YouTube comments lighting up with exactly that. Alan Marquez saying he's fast.
Yeah.
Jen Newton 75 says, let's go Midlothian. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. If you're here in the stadium, perhaps, like Michael Hall. If you're watching from down in Ellis County, in Midlothian or somewhere else. If you're around here in Highland Park. and tuning in. We appreciate you joining us no matter how you're watching on WFA Plus, WFA.com, or the WFA YouTube channel. 7-0 Midlothian. One play into this second quarter. Line drive kickoff, twisting up that return team for Highland Park, and smart play by Charlie Olmsted to let that bound into the end zone for a touchback. It'll come out to the 25.
All right, so it's time to see this HP offense that we have been talking about all week, and getting an opportunity to evaluate. So far this Panthers defense, they're good, boy, but they are nullifying a lot of their weapons. Buck Randall's got to get these guys back on the right track.
One of the things that Highland Park utilizes to their advantage very well is their team speed. Certainly Cannon Bozeman paramount among that, but Olmsted, Cullum, Matthew White can all fly. This is a handoff in the interior, nowhere to go for James Flowers, the sophomore. A gain of a yard on the play for one of the grandsons of head coach Randy Allen. Remember, you and I talked with Coach Allen a couple years ago before we did the Highland Park Jesuit game over at SMU,
yes.
And he was talking about, hey, I got a couple of grandkids that are coming.
Man.
James Flowers, the first one to arrive.
His time flying, like I remember vividly that conversation. Wow.
He was talking about how they were in 6th grade and 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade and high school sophomore now. Little razzle-dazzle here. The reverse to Bozeman. Out in front is Randall blocking for him. Bozeman run out of bounds at the 40.
Boy, I really think Cannon had a lot more room on that. Look at the reverse coming here and the way that they have it blocked off. The whole Panthers defense is coming the other way. You have one guy to try and get a block on, and that's Kemp, and they forget about him.
Carson Kemp running him out of bounds, but after a big pickup for Highland Park, and they're out to the 40. River Raisin 1 says they're watching from Arizona tonight. We appreciate you being with us. Handoff here in the interior from Matthew White. Surges forward to the 45, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, good running on the inside right there for the Scots, and a great job on this left side here for Stewart all day. It's a 6'3", 270-pound senior on the outside. The only returning starter on that offensive line.
He is the leader of that unit, no question. 2nd and 5. Play action. Deep up the seam. What a throw! On the run! Matthew White will score! 55 yards, and Highland Park answers right back. An absolute dot from Buck Randall.
Hey, Mike, you do remember in the open when I asked you, have you ever played darts? This is dotting it right there. He could have put that underneath the guy's under his armpit. That was just a beautiful throw from Buck Randall, getting that one into number 5, Matthew White. Man, what an asset to have a running back that can run seam routes like that.
Dude, that is a special throw from Buck Randall. Are you kidding me? You can't spot it better than that.
Whoa.
Extra point up and through, courtesy of Sutton Stock and his big leg. And it is 7-7, a minute and a half into the second quarter on Friday Night Football. Wendell and Randall, back-to-back touchdown passes, and we're knotted up on Friday Night Football.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Y'all-itics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas. So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans. Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand. This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else. Not to brag, but just to brag a little bit. Okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines. Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads. And still counting.
Man, you can't throw it better than Buck Randall just did to Matthew White. 55 yards on the touchdown hookup, and it's 7-7. Early second quarter here on Friday Night Football.
And Clay Marshall, when you get an opportunity, man, please run that back for us real quick. I gotta
kickoff
again.
Bounces off his chest. Midlothian fortunate to pounce on top of that one as Francis Hamisi nearly let it get away. Let's go ahead and look at that touchdown pass one more time, because look at this throw. This is as good as you can do it.
Really just a 3-step and let it go. But again, that whizzed by the ear of Jackson. But man, he could have just walked that out to him and handed it to him. That was a great throw.
Incredible. Jay Lasker in the YouTube comments says, nice throw. Rabonda Carruthers says that was a fantastic throw. What an arm on that kid. 1st and 10 at the 23 for Wendell. He'll go to the air again. Over the middle, Cohen Buchanan not able to break away, but he's got enough for the first down. Out across the 35 to the 37.
So Bo Wendell was a little jealous of that throw. He said, all right.
I see you.
All right. And I will raise you.
Sets up 1st and 10 at the 37. Larong 9401 just says, big buck. Big buck Randall. Yes, indeed. Handoff to Azuna, the freshman, trying to get the edge. Cuts upfield. Stumbles his way out across the 50-yard line. And another first down for Midlothian.
Finally, they're starting to get some footing in the running game, and you see it here on the outside. Look at this pulling guards. These guys coming across, paving the way. That's the running game that we heard about.
Doug Wendell said it. We run buck sweep, and we run it really well. You get guys out in front of the speed of John Azuna, who, by the way, does not look like a freshman by any means. They can make some things happen. Right at the midfield stripe, 1st and 10 for Wendell. To the air again, Jackson. That was very dangerous. Jack Sumner was right on top of it. Complete though for a yard.
Number 27, Dean Doolin on the outside right there, and he's seen that play before, but you see he's not waiting on it. This second time, man, he attacks it right away. It's a great tackle by number 27.
A gain of a yard on the play. That was akin to the play that went for a touchdown pass early in the second quarter. This time, Highland Park's defense up to the task. Wendell over the middle. Jackson breaking away. Brendan Jackson inside the 20. Brendan Jackson's going to score. Touchdown, Midlothian. The sophomore wide receiver dominating in the early going.
Got to give it up to Bo Wendell on this throw. And again, in the patience and the time that they give him, this is a simple crosser. And after that, again, when you talk about a foot race, just forget about it.
Extra point is up and through. 14-7 Midlothian. Doug Wendell said it. He feels like his team was up to the moment this year. So far, absolutely. They lead at Highlander Stadium, 14-7, mid-second quarter on Friday Night Football.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Back at Highlander Stadium, 14-7. The lead for the Midlothian Panthers on a pull the upset on the number 6 team in the state in 5A Division I. Still early on in this one, but a very nice start for Doug Wendell's team.
But I think they found a home behind those linebackers. And right now, guys like Brendan Jackson and Buchanan, they are eating.
Banged out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A short kickoff return for Isaac Hutchinson.
Yikes, that'll make you think about it.
Paid for that one.
Thought it was a fair catch initially, but boy, you can't tiptoe on the sideline. That's what you get.
The Highland Park band bringing us back. Make you think it's Big Noon Kickoff right now.
Didn't that really did give that feel?
That's what it is. It's the Fox.
I love that.
1st and 10 for Buck Randall and Highland Park at the 29. Pop pass over the middle, complete. Nice move by Harrison Cullum, and he's got a first down out across the 40.
See how athletic number 4 Harrison Cullum is. Again, the first guy is there, and he makes him miss to pick up the first down. Great move on the outside by number 4. See, he makes a man miss right there, and again, making sure that he does get to the marker.
Randall on target for Matthew White, and he dropped it. May have been knocked away by Jarrell Bridges, or I think White just dropped it.
I think it was just a drop, but again, Bridges was in close quarters as well. I tell you, when you said this kid is a track kid, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes from 0 to 100. Very explosive is number 22.
Pressure on, they handle it well. Randall, far side, Olmsted, close to first down yardage.
That's just reading and reacting right there from Randall, recognizing again those little windows in that defense and picking them off with Olmsted.
It is just enough for a Highland Park first down at the 49 in plus territory. If you're just joining us, Midlothian with a couple of Bo Wendell to Brendan Jackson touchdown passes, giving the Panthers the lead. Buck Randall hit Matthew White on a 55-yard touchdown pass in between those two to give the Scots their points on the day. Randall fakes the pitch, surges forward into the second level, and picks up 9 on the play. Buck Randall, we heard from Randy Allen this week, he's getting better as a runner. That was very impressive.
Well, I didn't have that in the bingo cards for today's game, and you see it right there from Buck Randall. Both of these quarterbacks showing what they have in the running game. It's a great pickup, although not for a first down, but a big gain there for the Scots.
Sets up 2nd down and 1, and with the offense that Highland Park has, with the weapons they have on the outside, this is prime time to take a deep shot. Pressure coming, blitz is on. They throw over the top of it, and there's nobody home. Harrison Cullum taking off through the secondary. Made the one man miss he needed to, and drags a tackler into the end zone. Touchdown, Highland Park. Harrison Cullum racing downfield for the score.
This game truly is a chess match, and you see for Buck Randall waiting on that blitz to get to just basically bring those guys in closer, and Harrison Cullum coming underneath. Man, great play, great execution, and instead of going for the big play, they blocked him up perfectly for that big gain and touchdown.
Doug Wendell said to us earlier this week that he wasn't sure whether or not blitzing would be a prudent decision against Buck Randall. They went for one there. Randall made him pay for it. They blocked it up. Randall found his man downfield. Wow. And Harrison Cullum goes 40 yards for the touchdown, and it's 14-14. Another look at it here. The moment this ball was complete to Cullum, there was no chance.
Yeah, nowhere to go right there for that defense. And you have Jackson. He's following the play, but he's recognizing, look, I can't even catch him even with an angle. Great job by number 4, Harrison Cullum, but that was a great play call.
And it's 14-14 with 6:49 to play here in this second quarter.
Tell you what, Dean Young, the defensive coordinator right now for Midlothian, for Midlothian's got to be asking themselves, like, man, they're catching me on everything that I'm doing. And right now, Randall he's warmed up.
Yeah.
So now you got to find a way to move this guy off of his platform because he's way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
When he's comfortable and with his accuracy as a passer, he can be incredibly dangerous. Steven Jett in the YouTube comments says, let's go Midlow. Jay Lasker says, HP cannot handle the passing game. Pass to set up the run later. I like it. Steven Jett says he's watching from Waxahachie tonight. Says we need a pick 6. I'm not sure which team he's rooting for tonight, but although if he's down in Waxahachie, my bet would be Midlothian. Right next door. Fair catch called for and made this time by Francis Amisi. Smart play after the last one bounced off his chest.
Sure, he got a firm directive to call for a fair catch and definitely obeyed. Got to give a shout out to my Aunt Quinette who's watching from Oak Cliff. Aunt Quinette, I can see your house from here, okay? Just letting you know. They are having a fish fry and watching Friday Night Football.
That's a good Friday night right there.
Right?
That's a real good Friday night. 1st and 10 for Midlothian in a tie ball game once again, 14-all. Right up the middle for Michael Archie. 5 on the play.
Yeah, I like the way that they mix it up with these two running backs, Archie and Azuna.
This Midlothian offense has become more multiple through the years. It used to be the joke from Doug Wennell. Everybody used to think we only ran 2 or 3 plays. They've broadened their spectrum over the course of the last decade or so. But still, they have to be able to run the ball in the A gap and the B gap. If they can't do that, it messes up everything else they're trying to do. So far tonight, we're seeing them find success in that space. And right up the zipper again goes Archie, and a shoestring tackle nicely done by Graham Rogers. Otherwise, Archie would have had a lot of running room.
Well, I think in the coach's call, you said it was a complicated offense, and he laughed a little. He said, well, people have always thought that we were just too simple. We diversify. We do some different things here. We will throw the ball a little bit. But, man, that was a great tackle on Archie. It looked like he was just that shoestring tackle away from obviously picking up a big game.
Instead, it's 3rd down and less than a yard. Archie.
Ooh.
Stood
that's
up.
close.
It's going to be real close. Based on the near side head linesman, he's got the 1st down. Right at that 35-yard stripe. Both linesmen have that mark, and yes, it is a 1st down for Midlothian, but only just barely.
Well, that was close. Look at the mark here. And, yeah, okay. Go ahead and wave him through. I think the coaches are even looking at it like, come on, man. Why did we get a measurement on that?
It does make it real easy that it was coming right off of a touchback. So you know, hey, if the nose of the football gets to that 35-yard line, it's a 1st down. And it just barely did. Nowhere for Archie again. Just as I was saying, Midlothian was finding success running up the middle. All of a sudden, Highland Park has now stood up strong there in the interior.
What a read, though, by number 73, Graham Rogers, on the interior.
Lakeisha Davis in the YouTube comments says, come on, Midlothian, we got this. Cool MKT8 says, Butch Tart watching. Let's go Midlothian. Lots of Midlothian fans in the YouTube comments so far. Here's the freshman Azuna twisting his way and eventually gets punished at the back end of that play. A pickup of 4.
Well, I can tell you, based off of this crowd we got out here, everybody from the Park Cities is here.
That's exactly right. Just over 4 minutes to play here in this 2nd quarter. This is the stretch of the football game that both coaches talked about would be the most important stretch of the game, these middle 8 minutes. final 4 minutes of the second quarter, first 4 minutes of the third quarter. It's an area where Highland Park is really good, and Doug Wendell said we have to match them in that time. Jackson, far side, overshoots his target. He was looking for Azuna, and it's incomplete, and it's fourth down.
Oh, that's just a mixed communication right there for Wendell, because he had a ton on the right side of his offense. A few guys open. Number 88, Tate McCoy, was sitting out on the hash mark by himself. Wendell just didn't see him.
So Midlothian will have to punt here.
Can you guys back up? Back up, back up.
Buchanan, end over end punt. Checks up at the 31-yard line and just caught right there by Jarrell Bridges. And that's where Buck Randall and company will get back to work. Again, this is an area of the game where Highland Park has been really, really good. Not just this season. It's one of the tenets of what Randy Allen has built here over the course of the decades. But they're really good in this middle eight portion of the game at flipping the game in their advantage. Now, it's important within that to note Midlothian gets the football to start the second half.
Yes, and that's why I was talking about the defensive coordinator, Dean Young, and how important these last couple of drives are going to be for him. He gets a stop right here, get the ball back to his offense, and then that split, it becomes more important.
First and 10 at the 31. Quarterback draw for Randall, right up the zipper. And a big first down, a gain of 14 on the play, out to the 45.
Oh, my gosh, he just lulled his defense to sleep. You see him right there in the middle. Everything is wide open. It's like, I think what Buck Randall is saying, hey, don't forget about me. Big time pickup, and I tell you what, that offensive line, great execution on that design quarterback run.
Buck Randall, their second leading rusher this year. Whistles at the snap, and I think Midlothian caught a timeout just before the snap. They did.
Obviously saw something that they did not like. 3:09 left here in the first half, and Mike, I tell you, this has been a seesaw of a game, back and forth. It's probably going to come down to who has the ball last, and when it comes down to these two kickers, I don't know who's better. Both of these guys have
both
pretty
really good
boot.
Yep. We talked with Noah Terry a little bit before the game. He was banging them from 50 during pregame, and he told me in no pads he's hit from 65 before in practice.
I heard that. You know,
I know what?
I heard that. I heard that too, by the way. I just want to call Cap a little bit on it. Come on now.
Noah Terry, if you're watching this back tomorrow or whatever, let the record show it was not me that called you a liar. That was Heckma Harrison.
65. Come on, bro.
Bro, hey, those K-balls are different these days.
You're right.
That's not what I was kicking back in the day.
It's a little different, man. Get the juiced.
3:09 to play out of the timeout. 2 timeouts left now for Midlothian. Highland Park still with all 3 to work with on this final possession. Or what may be, I suppose, the final possession of the half. Still a lot of time in this second quarter. Randall, another quarterback draw. This time, Midlothian was ready for it. Only a gain of 2.
Yeah, didn't forget about him this time. I love that. And that's Jacob Cheek in the interior. He and Caesar Williams. They have got to get a stop right here, Mike.
Second and 8 for Randall. Pressure. Steps up. Gets away. Doesn't get far, though. Goodness gracious. Look at the pursuit of the Midlothian defense, and it's Brendan Jackson that finishes him off. No gain on the play.
Boy, well, it looked like Randall was going to pick up positive yardage, and he takes a step back, and there's the pursuit that you're talking about. And the tackle for no gain.
Makes it 3rd down and 8.
Can you get pressure?
Timeout, Randy Allen.
Not the 2-minute.
Oh, yes, indeed. 2-minute timeout. Thank you. 14-14 the tally here on Friday Night Football. Give a look at the YouTube comments real quick. Love this one. Caitlin Carlisle says, shout out to all the football boys, Panther readers at LaRue Miller Elementary. I love that kind of stuff when these kids that are idolized within their communities go and interact with the middle schoolers, the elementary school kids, and share a little bit of their time with these kids and brighten their day. It's always a really cool thing.
You know, the thing is, they have no idea how much those elementary school and middle school kids look up to them. Like, they can't go out there and touch some of those professional athletes or even their favorite college athlete, but they can go right down to their high school and touch these guys. And these are some of the guys that sparked that intrigue to even be football players. You never know who's watching your game.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. Apparently everybody from Highland Park is here in-house tonight because all the YouTube comments are from Midlothian fans. 3rd down and 8 out of the timeout. Highland Park still with all 3 remaining to work with. Midlothian with 2. Randall. All day. Throws near side. Was that picked off? What a catch by Carson Kemp. A sensational interception.
Well, first of all, I got to show you on the replay, they're double teaming Harrison Cullum on the outside. They got a guy underneath and a guy over the top, and that is just a break on the ball by Carson Kemp. There he is. You got a guy underneath here. You see in view, and he just breaks on it. You got 41 underneath and number 2 over the top. Great defense. And on the 3rd and long, you know who they're going to go to, and Randall tries to fit it in a hole to his favorite receiver, Harrison Cullum.
That was terrific work from Carson Kemp. Yes, he got a foot down in bounds. What an interception. And Midlothian now takes over at their own 39. Wendell snowed under after a gain of just a yard. Panthers with 2 timeouts to work with here.
Talking about the chess match between this OC and DC, and great adjustment by the defensive coordinator, Young, on the outside, knowing exactly what HP wanted to do, and hence the timeout probably.
Under a minute and a half to work with. Again, we talked about it. Noah Terry with a big leg. So can Midlothian get in field goal range perhaps? Up the seam. That ball nearly intercepted. Ronan Martin had an opportunity at that one. Just a bit too tall for him to pick it off.
Great adjustment, though, by Littner, the defensive coordinator for HP. They were going with a single safety high. They go back to a 2 safety high. Boy, I tell you what, that window is lucky to get that one back.
Quickly sets up 3rd down and 9, though.
They're not careful. They're going to give this ball back.
They need the 49 for a 1st down. McCoy, the motion man. Whistles at the snap, and a timeout called by Midlothian, their 2nd of the half.
Yeah, not mad at that timeout at all by the Panthers. Offensively right now, you need Wendell to come up with a big throw to continue this drive. Again, 1:17, plenty of time.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Brazilian flavors, Texas spirit. Enjoy the best of both worlds, where Brazilian culinary traditions meet the bold flavors of Texas. Come for the food, stay for the adventure. A minute 17 of game time left before the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. Performances from all 4 units coming your way. The Midlothian High School Panther Regiment Band under the direction of Larry Doran, and the Midlothian Color Guard, Cynthia Moran, their director. The Highland Park High School Highlander Band under the direction of Mark Nicholson, and the Highlander Band Color Guard, led by Danny Martinez. But out of the timeout, it's 3rd down and 9 for Midlothian. Wendell pressured, Tries to step up and get away and cannot. Dennis Prouse there to finish him off. The blitz got home way too fast.
Yeah, too much pressure, too fast back there on Wendell. And he is trying to keep his eyes up the field, but can't. With all the pressure coming behind him, good job by Jones. Tell you what, this is a great, this game has been coached incredible. The adjustments that both of these defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators are making.
And to that point, smart timeout called by Highland Park right after the sack. 1:11 to work with, and they'll have 2 timeouts remaining when they get this football back.
That was the problem when you got stopped on 2nd down, and look, you didn't let enough time go off of the clock. That was that's the gray area that you get into when you give the ball back to the Scots.
So Cohen Buchanan on to punt it away. And the ever dangerous Charlie Olmstead standing at his own 29-yard line, waiting to receive.
So I think they had it right on the clock, 1:11. Unless they're taking time off the clock.
Yeah, Gregory Mitchell seems to be communicating with somebody, and he's looking toward the clock. At present, they haven't changed it from 1:11. But I also haven't heard an announcement from him relative to, okay, they've put it at 1:12 now. Okay, 1 extra second tacked on. High snap, Buchanan able to catch it. Pressure was on, but he gets the punt away. Short punt that checks right into Jarrell Bridges. Jarrell Bridges has been kind of the target of these punts. That's twice now he's had one check right to him.
Yeah, special teams coach is going to tell him, Jarrell, get out of the way, okay? Get out of the way. Because we want to try and pin these guys down as far as we possibly can, and that ball checked up, but it had a lot more roll in it.
Randy Allen said to us this week what a great matchup this game is. And we're talking about one of the legends of Texas high school football coaching. 45 years as a head coach, and he said it's such a great matchup. He said it feels like Midlothian's probably got the edge running the football. He said he feels like we've got the edge. Highland Park has got the edge throwing the football, but he said it's a really even matchup that has played out so far through 23 minutes. What'll happen here in the final minute? Up the seam. Incomplete. Well covered was Cannon Bozeman. Deep in coverage, Makebla Debaki.
Yeah, Debaki has to go step for step with him. And again, that ball looked like it was going to be on a rope to the wide receiver. And that's just great coverage, though, by the Panthers.
56 seconds left. Highland Park with those 2 timeouts. Reverse, trying to set up
they got it.
Olmstead.
Well, that's great reverse for big time yards by Olmstead. Again, he falls inbounds. Clock's going to look.
It was a first down, so it stops just to move the sticks. Now it's back rolling. 45 and moving. 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds coming off the clock between plays. They're going to set it up again. This time it's a flea flicker off the reverse. Randall up the near sideline. Bozeman on the run. Makes a man miss. Bozeman still on his feet, and he'll score. Highland Park with the razzle-dazzle for the touchdown. 60 yards on the play.
Mike, I was talking about the chess match, but here is another reverse. You think that they're setting up the double reverse, but double reverse flea flicker down to Olmstead, and look at the stutter step that freezes the deep defender. And that's just skillful and kind of nasty.
They run back-to-back reverses, but the second one a reverse flea flicker, and Cannon Bozeman was wide open. Danced his way around one defender and scores a 60-yard catch and run from Randall to Bozeman. And it is 21-14. Highland Park with the lead with 26 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
Well, that's big time by that offense, and they set that up perfectly. Tell you what, the OC, Grayson Wells, incredible play here. Again, here comes the reverse flicker back to Randall, and again, all kinds of time to set that up, and you have Cannon Bozeman streaking right there, but it was the move. That hesitation just stopped Kemp in his tracks.
Let's run this same angle one more. Sorry, Clay, let's go with the first angle, the up top angle, and watch the linebackers and the safeties all flow forward. 21, 42, everybody bit on the reverse, and that's what leaves Bozeman wide open. He made Carson Kemp miss and scores, and Highland Park has their first lead of the football game.
Yeah, you got to honor that run, and no shame in that for those defenders. You got to step up. You got to honor the run. But boy,
no doubt.
For Randall, that time that he had to maneuver and allow that play takes a long time to develop. And I'm telling you, Coach Wendell's going to go back and tell his defensive line, guys, we got to get more pressure than that.
Yeah.
Can't give this kid all day to maneuver. I mean, he's back there reading a John Grisham novel and making throws down the field.
Tell you what, that is kind of nasty work from Grayson Wells, their offensive coordinator, to go with those two plays in succession. And how do you not think as a defender, oh, here it comes again. This time I'm going to make the play.
Right.
And you get sucked in.
And you're wrong. And that's the thing, man. You study long and you're wrong. That play just took all day. Defensively, you just were not able to present enough pressure. No fair catch
from the 16. This time Justice Roberts brings it to the near sideline.
Justice Roberts.
Just shy of the 30-yard line. And Midlothian takes over. They do have one timeout remaining, and again, they've got a kicker in Noah Terry with a big leg. But
yes,
Midlothian does have the football to start the second half, so that probably enters into the decision-making process for Doug Wendell as well.
Yeah, just knowing he's going to get the ball back. You just don't want to make any hasty decisions, any mistakes that's going to cost your quarterback. Both of these quarterbacks have played pretty well here in this first half. The only thing is, Wendell on that last drive, he just had some balls float on him.
See what Midlothian decides to do here with 22 seconds remaining. They will go to the air, over the middle. Jackson makes the catch, breaks a tackle. Look at Brendan Jackson go. This kid is tough to take down. Out to the midfield stripe with 15 seconds. No timeout called yet. They race up there. Clock is started now. 3 seconds, 4 seconds come off between plays, down to 10 seconds when they actually stop it.
So like
they do conserve the timeout, but the benefit there is now with this one play you've got before a hypothetical field goal attempt, you have the full field to work with rather than having to only go to the sidelines because you have the timeout. Jackson is at the top of the formation. Wendell looking near side. Miscommunication, threw it deep, and the pattern did not go there. Cohen Buchanan cut it off short. Down to 5 seconds.
Now all you got is enough time to make a heave to the end zone. Like you said, miscommunication right there by Buchanan. As you see now, these safeties are all the way back to about the 15, 10-yard line.
Now some of the assistants you see are running up and saying, hey, come forward to the 20. This is where they'll cut it off. Wendell with 5 seconds in the half. Steps up, slings it over the middle, looking for Buchanan. It's incomplete. And that will bring the first half to a close. An exciting first half. that sees Highland Park, the 6th-ranked team in the state in 5AD1, lead by 7 at halftime.
Hey, the Panthers get the ball back to start things off here in the third quarter. I'm really excited about that. Adjustments have to be made right now. This Highland Park Scots offense has discovered something about the Panthers defense, and they are exposing them. Guys have to get those things corrected, but also they got to present more pressure. Buck Randall's picking them apart.
The complete halftime performance from all 4 units coming your way in just a moment in a 21-14 football game here on Friday Night Football. The homestanding Highland Park Scots with the lead at halftime.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
And now, the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute.
And first up on the Friday Night Football halftime show, the teams from Midlothian, the Midlothian High School Panther Regiment Band under the direction of Larry Doran, and the Midlothian Color Guard led by Cynthia Moran. We hope you enjoy the show.
show, Neon Underground. This evening's show will include Pink Yesterday, Wild Nights, Take the A Train, and Asphalt Cocktail. Soloists this evening are Spencer Hay, Ben Pritchard, Sophia Martinek, Jonathan Rakestraw, and Jack Jeter. Solo dancers are Kelly Cotto, Kami Tilke, and Kennedy Freeney. Solo rifles are Avery Bronson and Madeline Uranga. Solo singer is Avery Bronson.
A terrific show from the Highland Park, from the Midlothian Panther Regiment Band. Larry Doran, the director. That was quite a show from the Panther Regiment. Really enjoyed that one. Highland Park with a tough task to match that one. Will we see the Highland Park Highlander band take the field? I was assuming that we were going to. I do not see them at, oh yes they are, here we go, down here in the end zone, about to take the field. The Highland Park High School Highlander band under the direction of Mark Nicholson, and the Highlander band color guard as well. Danny Martinez, the director, taking the field now. We hope you enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the best halftime performances in the state of Texas, featuring our Highlander Band. Your Highlander Band is an elite ensemble in the state of Texas, boasting an impressive track record that includes 3 UIL state marching, a state marching contest silver medal, a TMEA State Honor Band runner-up finish, as well as an award-winning drumline, color guard, and of course, our historic pipers. Tonight's performance is brought to you by our sponsors, the Alita Corporation and the Alita and Biffle families, Pax Capital Partners, the Stanwood family, the Tafel family, the Schmidt family, Chelsea Corner, the Kong family, Dallas Oral Surgery Associates, the Pike family, Johnson Equipment, and the Graham family. Tonight we celebrate an incredible season and the final performance of their 2025 production, Am I Dreaming? These students have worked countless hours, bringing passion, precision, and pride to every performance. To our amazing seniors, thank you for your leadership and legacy. You've set the standard for excellence. Highlander Band, this is it. One last time. Let's make it your best show yet. Under the field direction of drum majors Caden Rice, Mitch Donovan, and Ian Hyde, with featured twirlers Christina Patterson and Mimi Tafel, your Highlander Band will deliver an unforgettable final performance of their 2025 competition show, Am I Dreaming?
All right, a terrific show from all 4 units tonight. We appreciate their halftime show. Let's go ahead and show you the highlights of how we got to our 21-14 halftime score. Exciting back-and-forth football game so far tonight. Brendan Jackson has been one of the stars of the evening, and Heckma Harrison, he had the first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, I think he was the story of the first quarter. You saw him with those breakaway runs, and that's what got the party started, but this guy had an answer for everything.
Buck Randall with an absolute dime to Matthew White for the touchdown, 55 yards on the hookup. It was 7-7. Back comes Midlothian, though. Well, let's give you one more look at that throw because it was just that good. Matthew White scooting into the end zone. It was 7-7. But back comes Wendell to Jackson again. And tell you what, Brendan Jackson is hard to take down.
Hey, and when he is in open field and he puts the foot on the accelerator, he gone.
Back comes Randall. They put the blitz on him. He dealt with it neatly, and Harrison Cullum took it 40 yards for the touchdown, breaking a tackle at the 10-yard line. And it was 14 all with about 6 minutes left in the second quarter. And then just in the final minute, the reverse flea flicker and the throw up the near sideline for Cannon Bozeman, a 60-yard touchdown, and that gave Highland Park their first lead of the game, and that's what puts us on this 21-14 halftime score.
Boy, I tell you, the double reverse flea flicker right there for Dean Young's defense, and I'm telling you, he probably gave his defense a chewing out at halftime. That just can't happen to you guys, you know, especially with time elapsing like that. It was the second reverse that they hit him with, but then they sprinkled in the flea flicker in there, and Cannon Bozeman took it the rest of the way.
21-14 the score at the break. As you see the extra point tacked on there by Sutton Stock, the senior kicker who hit the game winner in the state semifinals a year ago. Let's show you the halftime stats from this football game so far. 21-14, the lead for Highland Park, but Heckma, a very even matchup thus far.
Well, I think if I woke you up this morning and told you that the Midlothian Panthers would have 145 yards passing at halftime, you would have said, heck, I think you got that wrong. That clearly is rushing. But no, I mean, they've come out and they have gotten their passing game going. I think the one thing that you're surprised by is the lack of a running game, but I expect for them to get behind that running game here in the second half if they don't happen to fall behind.
Bo Wendell with 167 passing yards in total, 130 of them to Brendan Jackson, 37 to Cohen Buchanan on a couple of catches, and then 22 yards lost in sacks over the course of that first half, what brings them to that 145 total. But yeah, only 48 rushing yards in the first half for Midlothian. That is the surprise. But I also feel like if you're Doug Wendell, despite the fact that it maybe hasn't looked the way that they traditionally look, I think he has to feel like they played really, really well in that first half, and yet they still trail 21-14.
Yeah, that's the head scratcher. When you play your best football and you still are behind, I think you have a lot of questions stylistically in what you're doing. I think it all kind of fell apart for them there with 3 minutes left in the first half. They gave up some big gains, and then the touchdown. They get the ball to start things off here in the third quarter. It's going to be all about execution, but my challenge is going to be for their defensive line. These guys have got to take it to this front for Highland Park.
Highland Park with 125 passing yards. Buck Randall with a very nice afternoon, or evening, I should say, with 185 passing yards. It's making me wonder whether or not these stats are fully updated, but that is what I'm seeing here. They certainly don't have 60 yards lost in sacks.
No. I don't know about that. That don't seem right.
It looks like what I had put these stats in as earlier was a bit outdated. 167 passing yards for Midlothian, 185 passing yards for Highland Park. So no yards lost via sacks for either team. 46 rushing yards for Midlothian is the accurate total, and 56 the accurate total for Highland Park. Apologies, those numbers are, as it turns out, a bit outdated. Apparently I hadn't fully refreshed when I put that together at the beginning of this halftime period. We are just about ready for the second half, but the halftime show running longer than we initially anticipated.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is very impressive.
What? This is awesome.
This is rather mesmerizing.
Yeah.
All right, a terrific show from the Highland Park Bells. A bonus here at halftime that we didn't anticipate. Appreciate the show. And now we are just about ready for the start of the second half. It will be Midlothian football to start the second half, Heckman. They certainly need to come out and find some offensive continuity and carry what they did that was good in that first half into the second half here.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with energy. You know, they're going to come out with some energy. They can't just stand around and watch this HP offense maneuver. These guys have got to come out and attack them. They really did play exceptional in that first quarter, but again, it was just the last 3 minutes of the first half where they had those let downs. They've got to come out and take it to them, but right now, Buck Randall has found a rhythm, found stride, and unfortunately for Midlothian Panthers, he's also finding his wide receivers.
The Highland Park student section fired up, ready for the second half. The YouTube comments fired up as well. Mark Alonzo 9136 says the football game is merely the pre and post entertainment for the halftime show. It kind of felt that both
Yes.
bands, the drill teams, the color guard, everybody was bringing it tonight. Nothing like a 35-minute Texas high school football halftime, but we are ready to start the second half.
I just want to say, though, that obviously all of the performances, and you know the band parents, they're all over it, right?
Yes.
And they come and they make sure that they sit and are patient watching the halftime performances. But I got to give it up to that Midlothian Panther band. That was –
Yes.
They
were strong,
They
man.
were rocking. I like that. I like that.
There were some comments in the YouTube feed of folks that were driving down to, here we go, good luck. This is Patricia Breimer in the YouTube comments. Says good luck to the Midlothian Panther Regiment as they head to San Antonio for UIL State tomorrow. Christina McClellan says watching on I-35 on their drive to San Antonio for the Band State Championships. Says see you soon, Regiment. Hopefully you're not the one driving, Christina Clemens. Let's be safe on our way down I-35. But
yeah.
We appreciate you tuning in. Terrific performance from both units tonight, from both schools. And now we are ready for the second half. Yeah, Solomon Mays in the YouTube comment says, come on, Mike, you can't get us excited like that. Shout out to the drill team and all and their hard work, but let's go, football. Let's get back to it. Finally ready to go with this second half at Highland Park. will kick it away. Sutton Stock, the senior, to send it deep. Brendan Jackson deep to return. Good things come to those who wait. Second half underway. From his own 18-yard line, Carson Kemp to the sideline, run out of bounds at the 27. And that's where Bo Wendell and his offense will get back to work.
Yeah, I want to see John Azuna and Michael Archie get this ground game going, man. These guys up front, Henry Hobbs, again, number 99. I've been calling his name all night. He and number 11, Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook, man, doing a great job of setting the edge, but also presenting a ton of pressure in the face of Bo Wendell. They've got to find a way to get a hat on number 11.
To start this third quarter, it's Justice Roberts who runs out on the field at quarterback for the Midlothian Panthers. Number 3, the junior. He'll take the first snap and hand off up the middle for Michael Archie. Archie into the second level, running across midfield and bang down in Highland Park territory.
And Mike, we talked about it at half about this running game and how, look, it's just one of those things that we were caught off guard by the fact that their air attack was advancing more than their ground attack is. And so that first run, obviously indicative of the kind of team that this Midlothian Panthers team is.
Justice Roberts still in there at quarterback. Bo Wendell is on the far sideline. Not on the field right now as Azuna, the freshman, gets the handoff, tumbles over top of a defender, and picks up 4.
Justice Roberts just puts this ball underneath the armpit of John Azuna. Great execution there.
And there you see Bo Wendell on the sideline. The starting quarterback had a very nice first half, but at least to start this third quarter, on the sideline is Justice Roberts.
All I saw was at the end of the first half, those balls float on him. That was about it. He looks fine.
Yeah. 2nd and 6. Again up the middle for Michael Archie. A carry for 2.
Well, here we are again. Big third down set up here for the Panthers. Perfect time to convert.
They need the 36-yard line for a first down. Freshman Azuna. No, it's up the middle. And bowling him backward in the interior was Henry Hobbs. They do gain 3 of the 4 yards.
Are they going to move the chain or are they going to come out and no, clock's still going. Let's see.
4th down. 4th down. Well, hang on. Far sideline judges looking.
Weird. Let's see. We're going to have to measure this one. This is close.
It's very close. First down.
Line judge is standing right at the marker, so I don't think the Highland Park faithful agree with that call.
They move the change just barely 2 minutes into this third quarter. Still Justice Roberts in there at quarterback for Midlothian.
Oh, offside.
Whistles at the snap. Yeah, it was a false start, it looked like, by Midlothian. And it is.
And that's one of the things that Coach Wendell talked about his squad. He's like, look, we got to come into this ball game and we have to play discipline on both sides of the ball. We can't afford to shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties, and that's a costly penalty after picking up the first down.
Talk about 2 well-coached football teams. That is only the 2nd accepted penalty in this football game.
Yes.
Midlothian had the 1 3.5-yard half the distance to the goal penalty in the first half. Highland Park not flagged at all in the first half. Roberts can't get away. Dennis Prouse takes him down for no gain.
And a lot of these guys up front for HP, you would think, you know, a little undersized. Prouse, 6'2", 210, but tough as nails. You see him basically so tough at the point of attack down there and just not moved.
Second down, 15.
Roberts over the middle, right on the money. Making a man misses. Buchanan lost the football at the end of the play. Highland Park with the recovery and an opportunity on the return here for Martin True. Breaks a tackle across the 40, still going across midfield, and finally brought down in Midlothian territory. John Azuna had it deep in Highland Park territory, but it was stripped out right at the end of the play.
And here it is, Azuna trying to battle to make a play. Was his knee down? No, it doesn't even matter, but he stays down on the ground as Azuna. And again, I don't know if he's hurt on that play, and if he is, obviously you're going to stay down, but he walks off on his own. You got to get up and hustle, young man. I know you're disappointed that you fumbled the ball, but you can't do that. Big gain right there from HP. That first drive goes awry for the Panthers.
An early third quarter, Highland Park's defense makes a huge play. Up the middle with Matthew White on the first play of the possession, a pickup of 8.
I tell you, boy, this is Friday night, boy. Friday night lights. You see these players come of age, and big position for your freshman running back to be placed in, and that's going to be a point of emphasis for him, something to learn from.
Second down and 3 after the pickup of 7 by Matthew White, the senior running back. Misdirection on the counter to White. Met in the hole by Jarrell Bridges. Lunged forward for maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Hey, misdirection is the way to put that one in perspective. Buck Rendell coming all the way across, but then putting that into the navel of Matthew White.
And they will give him just enough for the first down.
Finally moving the sticks here.
But one of the stories of the moment right now is the health of Bo Wendell, the starting quarterback for Midlothian, who we talked about it during the open, was not on the field pregame to warm up. Did not come out on the field until right before the game as Randall pitches this one out for James Flowers. Flowers cuts up field. Head of steam inside the 25 and another first down for the Highland Park Scots.
Full head of steam right there by number 38, but even a missed tackle by number 2, Carson Kemp on the outside. Again, that's, boy, a big-time gain on first down.
Sets up 1st and 10 at the 22, and Highland Park has built some momentum here around halftime. Randall on the option, keeps it himself, dances his way inside the 25. Beg your pardon, inside the 20, a pickup of about 5.
Boy, he had an opportunity to make a pitch late, and I know you don't want to do that because all kind of things could happen there late, but man, if he had flicked that one out to Matthew White, plenty of opportunity and space out there for Matthew White to run. See it here last minute. Looked like they clamped that edge down.
2nd down and 6. White on the carry, hopping his way through the hole into the second level. Leg drive inside the 5. Matthew White sets up 1st and goal.
This is an example of a young man that has been in the gym. Look at this step back across here on the defense. Guys trying to arm tackle number 5, and he's just dragging him.
1st and goal, Highland Park, mid-3rd quarter in a 1-score game. Flowers, big hole, Flowers to the goal line, touchdown, Highland Park.
Mike, that's how you execute off of the mistake of the Midlothian Panthers. Gosh, do they make them pay for it. And right now, Coach Wendell, as you just asked, what do I have to do to get a lead on these guys? Just when I think I have them, they slip away.
And again, we talked about that middle eight. What happened in that middle eight? The big flea flicker, double reverse flea flicker touchdown pass, and then the big fumble forced by Bo Jones, recovered by Martin True. All of that combining to lead to the touchdown run from James Flowers. It is 28-14, Highland Park with the lead on Friday Night Football.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
(28-14), the lead for the Highland Park Scots. James Flowers, the grandson of the legendary head coach Randy Allen, running it in, and it's a 2-score lead here at Highlander Stadium. Midlothian to get the football back from his own 13. Nice move by Carson Kemp to get loose. Now backtracks, coming to the near side again, and finally crumpled under at the 27. A nice return. We've been told by a couple of folks from Midlothian that Justice Roberts has seen some series of late, so it may not necessarily be an injury concern for Bo Wendell. We'll see whether or not he comes back on here for this series or not.
Don't make sense, giving a young man an opportunity to take a series or two.
It looks like it will be again, though, Justice Roberts, the junior, that will play this series. We didn't see Roberts at all in the first half.
Justice Roberts remains a quarterback for the Panthers.
Hands off for Azuna, the freshman who had the fumble on the last series, looking to atone for it. No gain on this play. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I like that from Coach Wendell. He comes right back with his freshman, gives him an opportunity to touch the football. So many times you've seen guys make mistakes, and what do the coach do? They pull him out of the game. Guy doesn't get an opportunity to play again. Coach Wendell brings his freshman right back in. Just basically a vote of confidence in the young man to say, hey, we believe in you. We're going to give you another opportunity to touch the ball. We know that's not your, that's not you. That's not you. That's not who you are.
No gain on the play. He'll get the handoff again, though, coming far side. Again, stood up. This Highland Park defense has started to read the Midlothian misdirection and all the different looks that they can give a little bit better here as the game has gone along, and it's now 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and what happens as a defense, once you realize that offense gives you a 14-point lead, you can play a little bit more relaxed. Guys are getting out in their lanes, and again, they're having to say alignment, assignment, sound. I've said that enough with dealing with that triple option, because a guy can come back in a completely different direction and gas you for a big game.
3rd and 8, Azuna the motion man. Over the middle, complete. Jackson has the first down. Brendan Jackson, reliable as could be, and moves the chains again for the Panthers.
Well, Justice Roberts has clearly earned some opportunity, playing opportunity. Can't keep that good man on the bench long. You see that from the quick release in the ball out to Brendan Jackson.
1st and 10 for Midlothian at the 44. Azuna again on the carry, give him 4 on the play.
Graham Rogers in on the tackle for the Scots.
Justice Roberts a week ago in the big win 46-10 over Red Oak did have 3 completions for 26 yards, carried it 4 times for 51 yards. Did see some time a week ago for the Panthers. Hands this one up off the middle to Archie. Right to the midfield stripe. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
You know, so many times you watch these Midlothian Panthers offense. These guys get the ball and they're full steam to the line of scrimmage. I just can't say enough about what this Highland Park defensive line has done, not allowing these guys to get to the 2nd and 3rd level.
Midlothian remaining patient, down 2 scores. They are who they are, and they believe that they can stick with their play calling and their style. This one up the middle goes to Archie. Second effort gains him about 1.5 yards, but it is going to be 4th and 3.
Do you give them the ball back here? It's the bigger question, Mike. It's a big-time 4th down coming up with 2:48. Woo! Decisions to make.
3rd quarter clock bleeding away fast here. 4th down and a long 2. They need the 46 for a 1st down. Roberts pressured, flings it on target for Jackson, and another 1st down for Midlothian.
Oh my gosh. This young man has some pressure coming down on him in a hurry, and he has to get that ball off in the nick of time. Big 1st down pickup there for the Panthers.
When in doubt, find number 10.
Right? He's down there somewhere.
But what a night for Brendan Jackson.
Let's go, D-ball!
1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go to the air again. Roberts over the middle, this time to Buchanan for the 1st down, to the 25.
Boy, and Mike, he looked like he was about to run with that. Roberts trying to evade the rush, but at the last minute, seeing Buchanan come open and way to deliver a shot inside to his wide receiver sitting in the middle of that coverage.
First and 10. Roberts to keep it himself. Nowhere to go. Bo Jones there for the tackle, maybe a gain of a yard.
Hey, Mike should have handed that one off.
Second down, 9.
J.R. Roberts trying to get outside. He's got the corner. Justice Roberts with blockers downfield. Steps out of bounds inside the 10. 1st and goal, Midlothian. What a drive from the Panthers.
Yes, and I'm telling you what, Justice Roberts, you see the way that he is maneuvering this offense. Things have broken down, and another foot race to the outside. Great pickup there by your junior quarterback, getting an opportunity here in the second half.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Can Midlothian finish off this strong drive? Option play. Roberts to the 6.
Another adjustment defensively here for the Highland Park Scots. Now, they were going with a 3-man look at the defensive line, and now they're going 5-man. Now you're just in your goal line defense. An opportunity here for the Panthers to bring it to within 7.
Final 40 seconds of period number 3. Roberts rolling to the left, looking over the middle, tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. He threw that one into a lot of traffic.
Maybe he's lucky that that one was tipped.
Yeah.
He's lucky that one got tipped, Mike, because he was about to throw that one in triple coverage. You know, sprint option, and tries to sidearm it.
So now 3rd and goal. Archie to his left. To to Archie, and Archie's going to score. Michael Archie, the senior, cuts it back to a one-score game.
Touchdown, Midlothian. And that goes to number 24, Michael Archie, and he takes it.
Great execution right here from your offensive coordinator, Crum Baker, and the handoff to Michael Archie going in the opposite direction, misdirection here for the Panthers, and a great score to bring it to within 7.
The extra point from Noah Terry is up and through. Midlothian paying off the big 4th down conversion and finishing in the end zone. 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and it's down to a 7-point game once again. 28-21. Highland Park with the lead on Friday Night Football.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Yolitics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas. So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans. Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand. This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else. Not to brag, but just to brag a little bit. Okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines. Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads and still counting.
Late 3rd quarter on Friday Night Football, and it's a 7-point game. 28-21, Highland Park with the lead. Michael Archie with a 6-yard touchdown run. Surprise onside! It goes the 10 yards. Oh! Carson Kemp was that close to recovering it. Oh my goodness, Midlothian almost pulled it off, but it's Highland Park ball at the 49. That close. Oh, Doug Wendell with the gamble, and it nearly popped for him. I love the call. You know, I'm a sucker for a surprise onside.
No, don't you take that away from me. Don't you take that away from me. Don't you take that away from me. Because I know how much you love onside kick. Oh, my God. That was going to be my next words. Like, what did he knows you too well.
Misdirection coming near side. Strung out well, and a good tackle by Carson Kemp to take down Isaiah Lee, who looked like he had more running room. It is a pickup of 4. But a nice tackle by Carson Kemp, who is the young man who very nearly recovered that surprise onside that would have seriously flipped this football game. And that's the final play of the 3rd quarter. Catch your breath, everybody. We head to the 4th in a 1-score game. 28-21, Highland Park with the lead on Friday Night Football.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. An experience for all senses, from the sizzle of skewers on the grill to the vibrant colors of our fresh offerings. Texas de Brazil is a feast for your eyes, ears, and taste buds. Start of the 4th at Highlander Stadium in what has been a terrific football game to this point. Highland Park with possession and what will be a 2nd down and 6 out of the quarter break. Agma Harrison, Midlothian almost pulled off that surprise onside.
Oh, they almost made you so proud, Mike. The element of
Listen,
surprise.
As a former high school kicker, I have a different level of appreciation for an onside kick, and that was well done by Noah Terry. 2nd and 6. Randall. Oh, good throw on the money for Olmstead, who's breaking away. Olmstead with the cutback inside the 10. Finally pulled down at the 4.
Oh, they caught him. They caught this defense, and again, what a scramble right there by Buck Randall. But again, catching Charlie Armstead, and then Armstead with the ability to break a tackle and pick up even more yards. How about that for yards after catch?
First and goal at the 4. Not even a minute has gone off the clock since the Michael Archie touchdown run, and Highland Park's got an opportunity to answer. Cesare Williams kind of ambling off the field. Gets off just in time. First and goal. White right up the middle for the touchdown. Matthew White scores, and it's back to a 2-score lead just like that.
Got to give credit where credit is due. Matt White with the strong run inside, and a great job by his offensive line. Can't say enough about Stewart all day, the left tackle. Again, just plowing through on the goal line right there. What an answer, though, by the Scots.
Matthew White with his second touchdown of the day. He had the touchdown reception to open the scoring for Highland Park tonight. Now he's got a 4-yard touchdown run. His 17th and 18th touchdowns of the season. And it is 35-21 Highland Park with the lead. Just a minute and 6 seconds after Michael Archie's touchdown, Highland Park answers back. 14-point lead for the Scots on Friday Night Football.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
The Highland Park Scots on their home field. Up 2 scores, looking to finish off a perfect run through District 7-5A, Division 1. Heckma Harrison, if you're Doug Wendell and the Midlothian Panthers, how do you respond now?
Maybe I'm kicking myself for that onside kick and not being able to recover. You give the ball at the 50-yard line, short field position right there for Buck Randall and company, and hey, they make you pay. Here's the other part about it. I think offensively, you've rotated these quarterbacks in and out. You've had some success. The running game is where you've had a lot more success here in the second half, but now, Mike, you're down by 14, 11 minutes to go.
Kemp from his own 8-yard line stumbled as he caught the football, and he's taken down at the 15. The stumble allowed the coverage team to narrow down on him faster. And Midlothian starts with tough field position here at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, if you don't have a kick return executable here, man, and there's a slip. That maybe was the cause of that allowed him only to get out to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, they do mark it officially at the 16. It is still Justice Roberts in there at quarterback. He has played the entire second half so far for the Midlothian Panthers. He'll keep it himself here on 1st and 10. Out across the 20 to the 21, a pickup of 5.
Tell you what, these big guys down in the trenches have been going at it. Somebody's going to win a district title here, boy, and it is not over yet.
How much do you feel like Midlothian does have to hurry? They need a score, a stop, and a score. But if they are their typical methodical self, those 3 things might take what's left on the clock here. Which basically would force you to be perfect the rest of the way.
Yeah, I just don't see Coach Wendell changing his DNA this early. He's going to stick to the script, but we're getting to about that time where you start to go a little hurry up.
It at least has to start to enter your mind now. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. Still over 10 minutes left on the clock, so there is time here. And certainly with Brendan Jackson on the field, you've got quick score potential. Archie on the carry, fights his way for the first down.
Yeah, first down, it stops the clock for a second down. They wind it up, and we're ready to go. Let's see. We've seen where Justice Roberts has made some great throws. They've been trying to do everything in the middle of the field. Let's see if they try and catch something maybe to the boundary.
Motion man is Azuna. Option, they pitch it out to Azuna, and he's got the corner. The freshman dragging bodies to that first down marker, and he'll move the chains with a 10-yard carry.
What a gutsy flip. Look at this.
Yes, it was.
He has a guy coming down on him, and again, that went out to Azuna. That was a last-second pitch.
That pitch feels akin to making a throw into double coverage that you wouldn't ordinarily make in the first quarter. But hey, fourth quarter down 14, we got to make a play. I can't eat this football. We got to gain yards. Archie dancing his way to the hole, then lowering his shoulder, and out to the 45 he goes. A pickup of 7 on the play.
Yeah, Bo Jones is going to be sick of seeing Archie by the end of this game. Those two have had some collisions.
Player down after the play is Highland Park's Dennis Prouse, able to get back to his feet before the athletic training staff can even get to him, but he'll.
That's a tough young man right there, number 97.
Big knee brace on him and ambling his way to the sideline. Clock stopped for a moment for the injury, but they wind it now. 8:50 to play. To the air. Roberts over the middle. Nice catch by Cohen Buchanan in traffic. Hammered, but he's to the 41-yard line. Another first down into Highland Park territory. Go the Panthers.
Yeah, he got hammered, but I tell you what, that's a great. He had to come down with that catch. They needed that one right there for number 6. It's a bullet though from Roberts. Tell you what, I don't think we saw this one coming with the 2 quarterback rotation. Wish someone had told us that we had 2 quarterbacks to highlight.
Justice Roberts has been playing some ball in this second half. Hands it off up the middle here for Archie. It does feel a little bit, Hackma, like the offensive line from Midlothian and the run game of the Panthers is starting to lean on Highland Park's defense just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But again, with a 14-point lead, I think you're in a bend but don't break mode anyway. It benefits you the longer this offense stays on the field. That clock is just continuing to tick.
Yes, but we're still only a little over 3 minutes since Highland Park scored. It's been a relatively short period of time, and they're already moving. Over the middle, Buchanan in and out of his hands. A high throw from Roberts that would have been a terrific catch by the senior Buchanan.
Hanging up another third down here for the Panthers. Tell you what, halftime was longer than that third quarter. This felt like that third quarter flew. Like the third quarter flew by.
The third quarter was significantly shorter than halftime. Okay. You are not wrong. Might have been half as long as halftime. Third down. I think you're right.
Oh,
whistles there at the snap. Yeah, that was very clearly a procedural penalty there. Francis Hamisi, the senior, was off and running well before the snap. Somebody got their signals crossed there, whether it was Hamisi, the center, the quarterback Roberts. It's not clear, but what is clear is it's definitely a 5-yard penalty against Midlothian. It will be 3rd and 10.
Well, this is clearly what Coach Wendell was talking about. Look, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot, and at the more crucial times in the game, this is 2 penalties now here in the second half that's cost the Panthers.
They need the 31 to move the chains.
Pressure.
Roberts can't get away. Flag deep in the secondary. Ronan Martin with his hands on his head. That is going to need further evaluation because Highland Park may be giving away a first down here when they had the sack of Roberts.
Yeah, that flag came from a long ways away.
If this is on Highland Park, it's a first down for Midlothian. Gregory Mitchell. Wow. A defensive holding on the Highland Park defense. We didn't catch a number, but somewhere in the defensive backfield, it's a holding penalty. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it's first down for Midlothian at the 31.
Look, one penalty cancels out another one, and how about that? Panthers make a mistake, and now the Scots with the costly mistake.
Michael Hall in the YouTube comment says the 12 minutes of the third quarter was exactly 12 minutes. You're not that far off. It did seem to go almost that fast. First and 10 for Midlothian, a gift from the Scots defense. Roberts over the middle, incomplete. Buchanan had a chance at it, but it was at his feet.
Yes, it was, and that one just, obviously the scramble by Roberts, and again, not enough on that ball, and no way that Buchanan was going to be able to dig that one out of the turf here at Randy Allen Field.
Up the middle for Archie, right up the zipper, inside the 20. Archie's gonna score! Michael Archie with his second rushing touchdown of the second half, and Midlothian's back within a score.
And Mike, you talked about it, how this offensive line was starting to lean on this defensive front for Highland Park, and this running game, it's just starting to wear on them, and you see it right there, number 24, Michael Archie walking the dog here in the Park Cities.
7:08 to play in the fourth. It is down to a 7-point game, 35-28. Midlothian right there in it, trying to pull an upset on the road. And the Panthers find one more. Back after this on Friday Night Football.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Y'all-itics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas. So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans. Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand. This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else. Not to brag, but just to brag a little bit. Okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines. Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads. And still counting.
Stephen Jett, 6767 in the YouTube comments, simply says, boom. Michael Archie in the end zone from 31 yards out. His second rushing touchdown of this second half. He's now got 9 rushing scores on the season, and Midlothian is back within 7. It looks like they're lining up for another onside kick here.
Uh-oh, say it ain't so, Mike.
7:08 left on the clock. Highland Park ready for this one. Are they going to okey-doke him and kick it deep now as they bring a player to the near side of the formation? Nope, they're kicking the onside kick right to a Highland Park Scot, easily fielded by Charlie Olmstead. Noah Terry's first onside kick was much better than that one worked out.
Olmstead may have had more of an opportunity on that return because it went right to him. And he does the smart thing.
He did the smart thing. I also think he kind of got run off the football a little bit by his own teammate. And once that had happened, his pathway forward got cut off a little bit. Either way, it's terrific field position again for the Highland Park Scots, this time in plus territory at the 46. And the onus again falls on the Midlothian defense. Good pursuit of Isaiah Lee, only a gain of a yard.
Great job on the outside by Foster Mason, number 11. He crashing down to keep that for a minimal gain. This is a big-time drive right here for this Panthers defense. They have to get a stop. As you know, Coach Randy Allen, he is going to take up all of this clock. Game clock down to within 15.
Midlothian showing blitz. They come with it. Randall runs the option and nowhere to go for Matthew White. Well defended on the far side by the Midlothian defense, and it's 3rd and long.
Number 5, Jacob Anderson. Wonderful job on the read in the last-minute pitch there from Randall. Nowhere to go with it. 3rd and 14. Again, if you can force a punt right here, boy, that's going to go a long way for this Panthers defense and this team. That would mean the momentum swing is in full effect.
They need the 36 for a first down. White motions out. It's an empty set. Randall all day in the pocket. Over the middle, incomplete. A low throw that Bozeman couldn't get underneath, and it's 4th down.
Could that be the first errant pass that we've seen from Randall? Plenty of time in the pocket, and that one just skips on the turf.
Bozeman had a shot at it, but just not quite able to get his forearms underneath the football. And the far sideline Midlothian Panthers bouncing right now. The players went skipping to the sideline. Highland Park.
Got 12 guys. They got to call timeout.
Midlothian calling timeout just in time as Highland Park had kept their offense on the field. Now again, we had seen Buck Randall quick kick it twice already in this football game, so that may have been the plan for Highland Park anyway, but Midlothian in a spot where they could nary afford to burn a timeout has to there because they had too many men on the field.
Crucial time in the game for the Panthers, but again, that doesn't stop the fact that that was a big-time stop by the Panthers defense. When you needed it, they got it. 5:42, man. There's plenty of time left in this game. And don't let this team fool you. We talked about it earlier. I would not have come into this game expecting this Panthers team to be in the greatest show on turf by throwing the ball. I was thinking it was all going to be ground and pound, and we're starting to see here in this 4th quarter the effect that this running game is starting to have.
I'm reminded of a conversation we had with Doug Wendell earlier this week. I said, what do you feel like this game needs to be for you guys to win? Like, is this a 31-28 game? And he laughed. He said, if we hold them to 28, we're having a party.
Yes, he did.
But he did say, like, hey, 38-35, maybe?
Yes, he did.
That's on the table right now. 4th and 14. Randall looks to the near side. Will he step back and quick kick it once again? It looks like the answer is yes. Nobody deep for Midlothian. They'll let this one fly. How deep can Highland Park pin him? Oh, it rolls into the end zone. A terrific effort by Cannon Bozeman and Harrison Cullum, but it trundles into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and it will come out to the 20.
Perfect kick by Randall, and they are, look at the hustle, trying to get down there, and that's Cullum. He has it, and man, why are footballs like that, man? I mean, man, sometimes it just seems like they have a mind of their own.
What more do you want than this? 5:34 to play in the 4th in a 1-score game. They start at their own 20. Justice Roberts banged down after a gain of just a yard.
Hey, a young man that's had himself a hell of a game is Rogers. Graham Rogers on the stop down there. Had an injury earlier to number 97, and Rogers come in and in the rotation.
Roberts keeps it himself. Thought about pitching. Lowers his shoulder for a couple of more, but quickly it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
He had to keep that one, Mike.
Yeah.
If he tried to pitch that one at the last minute, that would have been disaster.
3rd down and 6. Patricia Breimer, a Highland Park fan in the YouTube comments, says, let's go defense, hold them. Roberts to the air. Slings it to Jackson. Jackson can't get away. It's 4th down. The tackle by Graham Rogers.
The only time that Jackson hasn't been able to get away has been in the 4th quarter. And Justice Roberts and this is your lineman with the tackle. Another tackle by Graham Rogers.
4th and 2, and they're going for it at their own 28. Roberts, option play, has the 1st down. Out to the 31.
Gutsy call by Coach Wendell.
A gain of 4 on the play. In fact, out to the 32. They move the sticks on 4th and 2. And the clock is back running with 3:40 and moving. Roberts over the middle, knocked away. Ronan Martin came screaming forward and knocked that ball down. Intended for Jaden Townsend.
Boy, that looked like a curtain closer to me right there from Ronan Martin. Read it perfectly, just not able to get over the top of that wide receiver. Good job of not trying to climb his back either to get the PI.
Second and 10. Roberts flushed, fires, incomplete. Looking for Francis Hamisi. Martin True there in coverage. It's 3rd and 10.
But so much pressure right now in the face of Justice Roberts. Again, he's sitting back there trying to read things up the field, and he's got guys in his face. Number 87, Dylan Palmer, the sophomore.
Third and 10 for Roberts, who's played this whole second half. Fires deep up the seam, looking for Jackson. Incomplete. True was there step for step in coverage. It's 4th and 10.
He is just not able to step into any of these throws. As you see right there, maybe Jackson had a step, but that ball just floats.
They are not punting this football.
It's all or nothing.
4th and 10. Pressure coming. Roberts steps up in the pocket. Over the middle, incomplete. Way too tall for Brendan Jackson, and it's a 4th down stop for Highland Park. 3:14 to play, and the Scots take over on downs.
That's a pass that I know Justice Roberts is going to wish that he had back. He steps into the throw. He's feeling the pressure, but that one floats on him, Mike.
This is not over yet. Midlothian still with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout remaining. If they can get a stop here, they can get the football back. We're on the verges of Sutton Stock's field goal range. Whether or not Randy Allen would consider taking that risk hypothetically. But a 1st down for Highland Park would just about do it. Handoff here for Flowers, and he picks up 4 on the first play of the possession.
Look, Flowers, a running back that has come in here in the second half, and you can tell he's taking some of the wind out of the sails for this defense also. scoring a touchdown, and now with an opportunity to seal the game.
Just a sophomore, but 6 foot, 220 pounds, the grandson of the head coach, Randy Allen. It's a big boy. Running hard. 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Clock down to 2.5 before they snap this one. White with the handoff. Delayed for a moment. Taken down after a pickup of just a yard. It'll be 3rd and 5. If Midlothian wants to call a timeout here, they can. It does not appear they're going to, and if they don't, Highland Park can run this all the way down to the 2-minute timeout.
And I love the conversation that I had with Coach Randy Allen about the 2-minute timeout in high school football. He said, look, it's one of those things that I'm even having to learn on the fly and be more aware of, but he understands the advantage of having that 2-minute timeout.
It is something that coaches around the area are still adjusting to, still getting used to. We have seen it throughout this entire season. The folks who run the clock are still getting used to it. The clock will bleed all the way down to 1:56 before the hey, whoa, hang on a second. We got to stay. Nobody's fully acclimated yet to the concept of the 2-minute timeout being introduced in Texas high school football this season, but it does, in this particular circumstance, benefit Midlothian. 1 extra stoppage of the clock. And they still do have those 2 timeouts. As a result of Midlothian not using a timeout prior to this 2-minute timeout, they could hypothetically give up a 1st down and the game wouldn't yet be over.
Right.
Now, they would have very, very little time left to work with because they'd have to call timeout probably after a 1st down run.
Yeah, margin
like if Highland Park converts here on 3rd down, they'd have to call timeout after that, then after 1st down, and Highland Park would have 2nd down and 3rd down to bleed the clock.
Exactly. So the margin for error shrinks. So you want to get this stop, but then here's the other part about it. Maybe you're in 4-down territory if you're the Scots.
Depending on how many yards you pick up here.
Okay, let's see.
Out of the timeout, it's 3rd and 6. They need the 22 for a 1st down. To the air, Randall over the middle, complete for a 1st down, inside the 10, and finding the end zone is Harrison Cullum. Highland Park sinks the dagger with 1:53 to play.
Well, Mike, all of those 4-out thou's were all for nothing because right there, Buck Randall says, I am turning out the lights. Harrison Cullum just walks into the end zone. Great execution there on 3rd and 6.
Randall to Cullum for the 2nd time today, and it's a 2-score lead with 1:53 on the clock in the 4th.
Wow, what a play.
Extra point is up and through. 42-28, Highland Park with the lead. The trust of Randy Allen in Buck Randall to make the right decision, to understand the circumstance, to be accurate enough to make the completion, or if a completion's not there, make the right decision with the football. The things you can do as a football team when you have that much faith in your quarterback, it opens up everything.
But the faith, but also the time given by the offensive line, the ability to give Buck Randall that window to throw into to Harrison Cullum. That was the bigger part of it. That 3rd and 6 was perfectly executed by the Scots.
Now Midlothian faces an almost impossible task after the 26-yard touchdown pass from Randall to Harrison Cullum. Beg your pardon, 28 yards. The touchdown hookup. Midlothian does still have 2 timeouts left, and certainly the threat of Brendan Jackson. But they need everything to go their way now. Short kickoff, fielded at the 20 on the near sideline. Racing forward to the 32 is Midlothian's Jaden Townsend. And that's where the Panthers will get back to work. But now down 2 scores and needing to pull off a miracle in the final 110 seconds of this football game.
Yeah, got to operate quickly right here, man. Not to operate quickly if you're the Panthers, and their MO, they are anything but a quick strike offense. But you got to show some of it here. Like you said, 100 seconds left, 110 seconds left.
It's Roberts again, the junior, who has played this whole second half at the quarterback position for Midlothian. 69 yards away from a touchdown that they need in very short order. That ball's intercepted, and that will put this one to bed. Dean Doolin with the pick. And Highland Park is going to win yet another district championship.
Talked about it earlier, and I said it, man. This offense has not been quick strike. They came right out, and this Highland Park defense, they knew exactly where they were going to go with that ball, and they had 2 guys bracketing Jackson.
And here is what is part of what's at stake tonight. Randy Allen about to tally win number 469 of his career. Second on the all-time list. He'll move to 21 behind Phil Danaher, the all-time leader. If Highland Park wins a state championship this year. 6 more wins left to get for Randy Allen. That would move him to 475 in his career, and it would be gettable next season if that were the case.
Just a coaching icon, a legend, Randy Allen. Talk about I can talk about our coach's call with Randy Allen. It was very one-sided. It was him talking to us, telling us exactly what we needed to know about his team.
Yeah, there weren't many questions necessary. He
knew exactly what we were going to ask. So the thing is that it seemed like he's done a few coaches' calls in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he had us all wrapped up.
He was terrific. Gave us every bit of information we could have needed. Matthew White with the handoff, scorching up the middle. A pickup of 10 on the play after there was a procedural penalty on Highland Park prior to 1st and 10 to set up 1st and 15, but he earns back that penalty yardage and then some as that clock will burn. Midlothian does have the 2 timeouts left, but Doug Wendell and company seeing the writing on the wall, not taking those timeouts now, down 2 scores.
Yeah, an exercise in futility to start using those timeouts, but tell you what, hard-fought game, and it really just came down to who was going to blink first. And when they opened up this second half, that fumble, I think, not placing it all on that fumble, but I think that really did change things.
It was a big turning point, for sure, because Midlothian was moving the football on that drive. Looked like they were going to have 1st and 10 inside the 30. Chance to go tie the football game at 21, and instead Highland Park went in the other direction. James Flowers' 4-yard touchdown run midway through that 3rd quarter made it a 2-score game and put Midlothian in a catch-up position for the balance of the night. And Highland Park, for what will be the 11th consecutive season, at least a share of a district championship each of those years. This year, they will win it outright. The kneel down for Buck Randall, and it's over. 42-28 the final. Highland Park with a win on senior night, and the Scots are district champs yet again.
Can't say enough about this performance. We came in wanting to just get an bird's eye view of Buck Randall. Very impressed with the job that this junior quarterback did, but I'm also very impressed with the job of his wide receivers. Harrison Cullum had himself a night, Cannon Bozeman as well, but Charlie Armstead came up big when needed. Heck of a performance tonight. And also, gotta give some credit to this Scots defense. Henry Hobbs, Prowse, number 97, Dennis Prowse, those guys played so tough.
Yeah.
But Thomas Cook, number 11, their defensive end, he is a low guy and hard to deal with. And tell you what, you come up against the Scots defense, you better start looking at this front. And please don't let me forget Bo Jones, number 9. Please don't let me forget Bo Jones.
Bo Jones had himself a night as well. Highland Park made the plays when it mattered. Midlothian outgained them by more than 100 yards tonight. But Highland Park made the key plays when it mattered, made the difference-making plays, and that's why they celebrate tonight as district champions yet again in 7-5A Division I. 42-28 the final score. We'll be back to wrap this one up after this on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus. Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Hey, I'm Jason.
Here's tonight's Friday Night Football Play of the Game, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. Cannon Bozeman only made one catch all night. It was a 60-yard touchdown reception on the double reverse. Clay, we need the other play. We need the double reverse flea flicker. Can we re-rack this? Here we go. This is the one we're looking for. The double reverse that came right after they ran the reverse, flea flicker to Buck Randall, and he flings it up the near sideline for Cannon Bozeman, the young man who's been his favorite target all season. Tonight, only one catch, but he only needed that one, Hackma. 60 yards for the touchdown. That gave Highland Park, as it turned out, the lead for good in this football game.
And that was a great move, though, on the outside by Bozeman as well. Look at the hesitation here after the catch. And you think you have an angle on him, and he hits you with the hesitation. You bite on it, does Carson Kemp. And then all he does from that moment is walk the dog into the end zone.
42-28 the final in favor of Highland Park as they celebrate here at Highlander Stadium. Team picture time, it appears, on senior night as the Scots finish the year at 9-1. Your player of the game after this on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
And now, the Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game.
Buck Randall only threw the ball 16 times tonight, but was he ever efficient with those 16 throws? And none of them was prettier than this one in the second quarter to Matthew White. Heck, he couldn't have walked out there and handed this one to him any better. 4 touchdown passes on the night for Buck Randall, 10 for 16 for 255, and the 4 scores leading the Scots to the 42-28 win.
Hey, and I won't speak for you, Mike, but I will say this, that a lot of times when we hear about these players, we ask ourselves, what's all the fuss about? And we come out here and we get an opportunity to see what all the fuss is about. And yeah, that is the genuine article down there, number 8, put on the show today. It only took 16 throws to show and prove what this young man is, and the reason why Coach Randy Allen is so excited about this young man.
Yeah, the fuss is warranted.
Yeah.
For Buck Randall, the junior quarterback had a sensational sophomore year in leading the Scots to the title game. This year as a junior, even better. And Highland Park, absolutely a state championship threat this season. I think it's also worth noting, though, Midlothian availed themselves quite nicely tonight. This is a team that, just as it was a year ago, a threat to make a run in 5A Division I Region 2. They gave Lone Star everything they could have wanted a year ago in a 39-35 regional semifinal. This is a team that has potential to be a problem for teams themselves.
Hey, my first impression of this Midlothian Panthers team is that once they get going, that running game is established, they will give you a hard time. I love the way that the Scots approach this. They recognize that they had to shut down those running lanes, but then they showed them that they can throw the ball. So then it turned into a pick your poison kind of game. But once they got behind the 8 ball, that's when things for both of us started to become a little bit hairy, because then there's timing in that involved, and this is a rhythm offense. And when you throw off the rhythm of this offense, that's where the problem is. But the Panthers, as you said, last year, they gave Lone Star a ton of problems. I'll just say for everyone in 5A Division I, I have a problem with Lone Star this year. Just let me go ahead and say that. You got a problem with Lone Star. There's some really good teams in that 5A Division I bracket.
DFW is as good as it gets in the state of Texas anyway, but particularly in 5A Division I, that feels especially true. You've got Aledo, you've got Frisco Lone Star, you've got this Highland Park team, you have Denton Ryan. There is so much elite talent in 5A Division I right here in the DFW Metroplex, and I think you do have to throw Midlothian into that mix as well. There are a lot of really top-tier 5A Division I programs. To get to AT&T Stadium this year out of Region 1 or Region 2 is going to be, just as it was a year ago, an absolute slog.
And let me say this, I think there's the conventional wisdoms of football where you've heard this before, Mike, where if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. Well, that's not the case when it comes down to the Panthers. They legit have 2 quarterbacks. I had concerns early. Wendell comes out, he plays fantastic in that first quarter, first half. And then we're thinking maybe there's an injury that happens, but this is just a rotation of the Panthers by putting in Justice Roberts, and he comes in and he stands and delivers. So look, this is very interesting when you get into playoff situations. Will you stay with one quarterback over another?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Midlothian plays that going forward, because Justice Roberts certainly played well in this second half. I can't help but wonder what it would have looked like if it was Bo Wendell from start to finish. By the same token, I can't help but wonder what it looked like if it was Justice Roberts from start to finish. Give either one of them all 48 minutes. It could have been just as good for Midlothian. Both of them are clearly very skilled players. The timeshare is a hard thing to do as a quarterback. Both of them handled it very well, and it has clearly become more of a thing for Midlothian as this season has gone along. And again, both of them handled it perfectly fine tonight, so it may have gone just as it did anyway, but it's hard not to wonder.
Yeah, it's a gray area. It's a gray area, and if you watch enough football, that's, like I said, that's the conventional wisdoms of football. But look, hats off to the way that these guys came out and performed tonight. Got to give credit where credit is due to the district champs. That defensive line, when they needed to close the curtain, they did a really good job of doing so. Can't say enough about the job that they did, and partner, hey, way to shut down the regular season.
We have been blessed with a number of really good games this season, and may we be so fortunate. A week from now, the playoffs begin. We do not yet know what our game will be. We don't know, as you can see there on your screen, whether it will be a TAPS game, a UIL game, all to be determined over the course of the next 3 or 4 days. But as soon as we know, you will know. And the first round of the playoffs, 1 week from tonight, here on Friday Night Football. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, did a terrific job tonight here at an iconic Highlander Stadium with no elevator, hoofing all the gear up the stairs. Big time shout out to our photographers Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our director Clay Marshall. It was a Herculean effort to get up those stadium steps earlier today, so they deserve an extra shout out. Please, you didn't want to walk up the stairs with your backpack on your back.
One more look at the city, Clay. One more look at the city, Clay. Come on now, show my city.
Give him a little shot of the skyline.
Come on, man, that's it right there.
Why not? Our digital coordinators back in house, Paul Wedding and Jay Wallace. Heckma Harrison alongside, just up the tollway from downtown Dallas. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for joining us on the season finale, the regular season finale of Friday Night Football. Highland Park, Dipsy doing their way to a 42-28 win. A little trickeration right before halftime, giving them the lead for good. Cannon Bozeman, 60 yards for 6, and Highland Park wins the district title. Good night, everybody.